Alrighty, in a world awash with premium tanks and new releases, and I don't know about you, can you keep up? I can't. Anywho, the Krupp-38, the Hetzer with a turret. Been playing it a bit. Surprised myself more than anyone when I bought it. This video is not about wargaming and them taking your money and gold or promoting this tank or any of that good stuff. I'm not that kind of channel, as I hope you guys all know. It's just a review of the tank. Now, I decided to buy it. My views on the Smasher and stuff like that are well known. This tank is a tier 5, it's a premium tank, and I just fancied a drive in tier 5, despite my better judgment. So for $7.99, I thought that's kind of a reasonable price. It wasn't up there, you know, with the ridiculous pricing on some of the premium tanks that have come out recently. So I thought I'd have some fun, get myself one of these. So for all of that, it is basically a Hetzer with a turret. But there the similarity ends, because obviously it's not ATD, and it has a turret, and it doesn't sort of pack out the sort of punch that the Hetzer does at tier 4. It's a tier 5 tank. Now for all of that, the tank itself is, I think, excellent. It's not OP, it's nicely balanced, and if you know what you're doing, you can have a lot of fun in this tank. I would say play style, take it out as a support tank. Has a fairly tough turret and a decent front plate, but they are by no means guaranteed to be a auto bounce zone in any shape or form. See, anything in your side, in the back, that'll pen. So what I'm saying in as many words is drive the tank as a support tank. Don't frontline it. Certainly at same tier, things like T1 heavies, KV1s, heavy tanks, you know, usual rules apply. If you're in a light or a medium tank, don't get involved with those, or at least, you know, up close, don't get involved with them. The gun, I've been playing a lot of tier sort of 7, 8, 9 games, so every time I review a gun, especially at tier 5, I just think it's terrible and not accurate and this and that. But that's not true. In fact, if you look at if you play some tier 5 and you look at the quality of the guns in the tier, this is an excellent gun. In terms of accuracy, at least, it's exceptional. It goes exactly where you put it. The pen on it is not at all bad. It's a premium tank, so I'm going to guess you're going to play it to play, you know, get some credits. So you don't want to be firing APCR. There's very few things that you need to fire APCR at. It will go through most things, no trouble at all. The alpha damage is about 140 on average. You can high roll 170 and higher, but look at this shot. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. It's a very good gun for tier 5. And you know, look, if you look at the armor profile and something like a biscuit, obviously it's going to go through. That's no problem at all. So no problems with pen, nice and accurate, gets the job done. So that is it's over a 2k game, because I blind shotted some stuff during the game. You see at the end, yeah, you go, just over 2k, and you'll see that is a first class in this tank. So it does show you that there are people out there in this tank doing great things, or at least better things than me. It also shows you what it's capable of. I would think 2k in most tanks at tier 5 is an ace, so shows you the bar. But like I said, it's not OP. Now, the second game I'm showing, not because I play exceptionally well or whatever. If you like, I've shown you my kind of flash game first. You know, oh yeah, it's a nice 2k damage game. This isn't a 2k damage game, but what I like about the game when I reviewed the gameplay is it does show, I think, a lot better the attributes of the tank. So the first game was all about the gun and the kind of shots you can make. This game is all about dodging a stug that can't drive in a straight line off spawn. It's not. It's a joke. This game's all about the mobility of the tank and what it can do, and the armor profile if you use it correctly. So I'm going to push up here on the left with the team. I know that there's a Stug not spotted, but for all of that I'm just going to stay hidden here. And you can see the bounce is going in. Now look, do not run away with the impression the front of this Snorter bounce zone, but if you've got it on this angle and you're just literally showing the turret and the slope on your top plate, you're going to be apples. You are going to get bounces. Now what I'm going to do is sit and hold here, and the M4 is using his gun depression very nicely, and you can see even with APCR you're not going through the turret on a Sherman, and that's as it should be, right? It's not like the Smasher or something where you just point and click. You know, you need some skill to play a tank. The A20, I shot him with APCR there. It's just that I had it loaded. He could have done the role of AP Love in the side. By the way, you've got no HE on the tank, right? You've only got APCR and normal AP. So that's not an option, which is, I mean, it's fine. I guess people get confused with ammo selection at tier 5. Would have been nice to have a heat round for low hit point tanks and stuff. Oh, sorry, a HE round. Apologies to AK-47. Okay, so I'm going to come around the back of the Sherm, and you can see the mobility of the tank. It will kind of get out there once it gets moving and finish off the Sherm. I feel sorry for the Sherman in this game, because actually he didn't do a lot of damage, but actually I think he played well and he drove the Shermans that should be driven, so I gave him a worthy at the end. Alright, and I'm going to push out here, and this game is by no means over because we've got 2 KV1s, and as I said, the pen on the gun's pretty okay, but you know, KV1, those sorts of tanks, they are kind of its nemesis. You don't want to get too involved with those. So I tried to tell the Lear to hold position, but he obviously didn't, and got killed. So I'm going to sit up here in the bush. I know that the Stug is more than likely, you see where I'm looking, he's more than likely camping up there. But I got no intention of doing damage for distance on the Stug. It has a nasty rate of fire, so I'm just going to sit. Teammates have spotted him up, that's jolly nice of them. And there you go, you can see the gun again, going to work, lovely. I hit him with APCR because you do lose some penetration over distance on this gun. So I wanted to make sure that went in. And also generally at this point in the game I want to make sure my shots are making a difference. So there you go. So that's the Stuggy done. That leaves the KV1. Now I'm going to pull the KV1 down here into the terrain that suits my tank. I mean, obviously you don't want to be fighting a KV1 on the flat. His gun depression sucks, his mobility is not great, and assuming I could aim I would have got one in his bottom plate there. So he's going to come down here, have a look at me. I'm going to shoot him in the side. There you go, Russian bias, doesn't pen, he misses, back drive wheel, thank you very much, all over. And you can see, look, you can COD in this. It's not massively quick, but it's good enough to get round a KV1 and do the business on it. And there you go, the Krupp in a nutshell. So for me, all about the gun. It has nice mobility, it has an armour profile you can work with, and if you're patient in the tank, you can have a whole heap of fun in tier 5 with this tank. If tier 5 is your thing, I'd say get the tank, honestly, it's great fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, see ya.